When your sister stands up at your engagement party in front of 80 people and announces she has proof you're a fraud, you have two choices: crumble or counter. I chose the counter, with evidence she didn't see coming. I'm Sophia Mitchell, 32 years old. 2 weeks ago, I got engaged to James Harper. Doctor, kind, successful. We threw an engagement party. Friends, family, coworkers. 80 people are celebrating our future. My younger sister Riley, 28 years old, stood up during the toasts, glass in hand, smiled, and said, "Before we celebrate, everyone should know the truth about Sophia. She's a fraud. Everything about her life is a lie. Her job, her education, her success, all fake. I have proof." She pulled out a folder, started reading from papers, claiming my MBA was fake, my CFO position was fabricated, my entire career was a fraud. 80 people went silent, staring at me, waiting for my response. I stood up, pulled out my own folder, much thicker, and said, "Riley, if we're exposing frauds tonight, let's talk about the $140,000 you embezzled from our parents' retirement account over the last 3 years, the one I've been documenting for the past 6 months. Should I show everyone the bank statements, or would you like to sit down?" The look on her face? Pure horror. Then I revealed everything, and her life fell apart in 15 minutes. This is the story of how my sister's attempt to destroy me became her own destruction. Before I tell you what those bank statements revealed, before you hear what my parents said when they saw the proof, smash that like button now. Subscribe for public exposure backfire stories. Drop your city. This is about being 3 steps ahead. Growing up, Mitchell meant one thing. Everything was a competition between Riley and me, always. I was the older sister, responsible, studious, did well in school, went to college, got my MBA, built a career. Riley was the wild child, rebellious, dropped out of college sophomore year. "School isn't for me. I'll make my own way." Our parents, both retired teachers, were supportive of both of us, tried to love us equally, but the comparison was inevitable. "Why can't you be more like Sophia? She has direction." "Riley, maybe you should finish your degree like your sister." It created resentment. Riley blamed me for setting the bar too high, for making her look bad, for being perfect. I wasn't perfect. I just worked hard. By 32, I was CFO of a mid-sized tech company, making $160,000 a year, engaged to a wonderful man, stable, successful, happy. Riley was 28, worked various retail jobs, lived with our parents, struggled financially. Bitter. She'd say things like, "Not everyone can be the golden child. Some of us have to live in the real world." I'd respond, "Riley, I worked for this. You could too." She'd say, "Easy for you to say. You were always mom and dad's favorite." Not true, but she believed it. Last year, Riley started making accusations. Subtle at first, then more aggressive. Sophia probably bought her MBA. Rich people do that. CFO at 32? Suspicious. Must know someone. Her perfect life is too perfect. Something's fake. I ignored it. Family drama, Riley being Riley. Then she started investigating, her word, looking into my background, my credentials, my employment, trying to find proof I was a fraud. She found nothing, because there was nothing to find. My MBA was legitimate, Wharton. My career was earned, hard work, promotions, results. But that didn't stop her. She decided if she couldn't find proof, she'd fabricate it. 6 months ago, my parents called me, concerned. "Sophia, we need to talk about something financial." I said, "What's wrong?" My dad said, "Our retirement account. Something's not right. Money's missing. We're trying to figure out where it went." My parents had been careful savers. Both teachers have been teaching for 40 years. Modest pensions, but they'd saved diligently, had $400,000 in their retirement account. Now they're showing $300,000, $100,000 missing over 3 years. My mom said, "We thought maybe fees or market losses, but the statements don't make sense." I said, "Let me look. I'm a CFO. I can review the accounts." They sent me everything: statements, transaction history, 3 years of records. I found it immediately. Withdrawals, 15 to 20,000 at a time, every few months for 3 years. Total, 140,000. The withdrawals were authorized. Someone with access had made them. I checked the authorized users: my dad, my mom, and Riley. They'd added her 5 years ago, in case of emergency, in case something happens to us. Riley had been systematically embezzling from their retirement account for 3 years. I called the bank. "I need detailed information on these withdrawals. Where did the money go?" The bank provided wire transfer records. All 140,000 had been transferred to Riley's personal checking account. I hired a forensic accountant. I need to know what Riley did with this money, where it went, what was it used for. The accountant traced everything. Riley had spent it on luxury goods, designer bags, clothes, shoes, $40,000. Travel, vacations to Europe, the Caribbean, $35,000. Gambling, online casinos, poker sites, $40,000. Cash withdrawals, untraced, $25,000. She'd embezzled $140,000 from our parents and blown it on a luxury lifestyle and gambling. I documented everything: bank statements, wire transfers, purchase receipts, gambling site transactions, all documented, all provable, all prosecutable. Then I waited to see if Riley would confess, to see if she'd pay it back, to give her a chance to make it right. She didn't. Instead, she escalated her attacks on me. 2 weeks ago, James proposed. Beautiful proposal. Rooftop restaurant. I said yes immediately. We planned an engagement party. 2 weeks later, my parents' house, backyard. 80 people. Friends, family, coworkers, James's family. Riley RSVP'd yes. Showed up, dressed up, smiling. I thought maybe she'd put the jealousy aside, be happy for me. I was wrong. During the toasts, people were saying nice things. My best friend talked about our friendship. James's brother welcomed me to their family. My dad gave a sweet speech about watching me grow up. Then Riley stood up, glass in hand, everyone quieted. She said, "I also want to say something about my sister, Sophia, the perfect daughter, the perfect fiancée, the CFO, the MBA graduate." She smiled, cold, calculated. "Before we celebrate, everyone should know the truth about Sophia. She's not who you think she is. Her MBA? I have evidence it's fake, bought from a diploma mill. Her CFO position? Fabricated. The company doesn't exist the way she claims. Her entire success story is a carefully constructed lie." She pulled out a folder, started reading from papers, claiming Wharton had no record of me, claiming my company was a shell corporation, all fabricated evidence. 80 people stared at me, shocked, waiting. James looked devastated. My parents looked horrified. My colleagues looked confused. Riley smiled, triumphant. She thought she'd destroy me. I stood up, calmly, walked to where she was standing, pulled out my phone. I said, "Riley, that's an interesting accusation. Completely false. My MBA is legitimate. I have the diploma, the transcripts, and the verification from Wharton. My job is real. Anyone can verify my employment. But since we're revealing truths tonight, let's talk about yours. I pulled out my own folder, much thicker. Let's talk about the $140,000 you stole from Mom and Dad's retirement account over the last 3 years. Riley went white. What? I don't... My mom opened the folder, started showing documents on my phone screen, projected on the TV we'd set up for the party slideshow. Bank statements, Mom and Dad's retirement account, $400,000 3 years ago, now $300,000, $140,000 missing. I showed the withdrawal history. Withdrawals, $15,000 to $20,000 at a time, every few months for 3 years. I showed the wire transfer records. All $140,000 had been transferred to Riley's personal checking account. I showed the spending records. $40,000 on designer goods, $35,000 on luxury vacations, $40,000 on online gambling, $25,000 cash withdrawals, all while living rent-free with our